Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Thunder and Lightning podcast. I'm Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
And we are doing this remotely because there's a blizzard, even though last time I streamed 2 days ago, I literally had a fan going and my window open because it was 66 goddamn degrees outside. Because we live in a part of the country that forgot how to work when it comes to weather.
I had the weather up here a second ago. So I demand you tell me how many degrees it is outside.
My weather right now just says snow to stop. So
that's what mine says too. And I clicked on it. So upset I did because now it won't go away. It hasn't even loaded in yet. Oh, okay. It's 18 degrees.
Fuck me, dude. Jesus
Can you
Christ.
go away?
Go away, blizzard.
What if I... Well, that too. Yeah. Oh, okay. Thank God. It went away.
Cool. Cool.
Oh, now it's not.
Are we good? You good?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, this is the podcast. Chris, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. I did a gig at a group home with John. It was our second one. It was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, this is a monthly thing now, right?
Yeah. At least for now, and hopefully they add some more houses for us to play at. But one thing I'm starting to notice is a trend with these guys is when we show up, they like to just throw requests at us.
Oh, okay.
To play right then and there, and we keep being able to do it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've never felt confident enough or been able to just be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, we'll throw it together. But they keep just asking us to do songs that we either already knew or like 4 chords. So we've been putting them together, and it's been a lot of fun. It's not how
I thought the story was going to end. I thought you were going to be like, and then I had to yell at some elderly people because I don't want to play the music but no, that's cool.
Yeah. No, and so last time we were there, as we were leaving, one of the housemates was gracious enough to offer us some corn chowder that they were having that night.
Nice.
He said, would you like some corn chowder? And I said, I think we're all set. Thank you, though. Or I think I said, I'm all set. Thank you, though. But as we were driving home, John was like, oh, man, I wish I had some of that corn chowder. And I was like, why didn't you? Why didn't you? And he was like, well, he asked you. And I was like, you could have had some, man. He was like, no, he was looking at you. He asked you. And I was like, all right. So it's been an ongoing joke for the past month that, like, gotta get redemption for that corn chowder.
Right.
You look square in the eyes and you say you want some of that corn chowder. So we're packing up. We're ready to go. The same guy asks us what we're going to have for dinner. And I had an answer. I said, I'm going to have chicken. And John said, I don't know yet. And I said, what about you guys? And he said, oh, we're having corn chowder once a month. Would you like any? And I just stared right at John. I was like, this is it. And that son of a bitch goes, I'm all set.
Oh my God.
We get in the car and I'm like, why didn't you have any? And he was like, I was hungry last time. I'm not hungry today. And I was like, all right. No corn chowder for you, I guess.
Now what has to happen? Next time it happens, right? You're packing up. He's like, din time. What are you having for dinner? Just stare him right in his old face and say, I'm going to go have corn chowder.
And then just start sticking my hand in their pot of corn chowder.
No, leave and go to your house and have the corn chowder that you prepared earlier.
Damn.
Because clearly, if I'm this guy, well, if I'm this guy, I'm old and I don't give a shit. But if I'm this guy, I'm thinking, man, these people really don't want my corn chowder. I guess
Well,
I'll try harder.
it's funny you mentioned that because the very next day, the story does continue.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
The very next day, John does text me, and it is a picture of him and a text that says, I have my own goddamn corn chowder. And he did make himself a bowl of corn chowder. And
Okay. I was gonna say he did it to himself, but like at least he solved the issue himself, I guess.
but yeah, besides that, last night we did audition a new keyboardist for our band,
Nice.
and they did really well. So we had him join. So we officially
Oh,
have a
cool.
member. Yeah,
That's awesome.
and we'll get together next week and all that junk. But it's exciting. This morning I took some really cool action figure pics out in the snow. I got some like Battle of Hoth type of pictures.
Oh, cool.
You know, not to give away too much of what might be coming up in the upcoming months, but you all might be able to see that on some form of Thunder and Lightning social media. We'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
what we put together. But yeah, I'm sure I'm missing some important things, but that's all I can think of right now. How was your week?
My week was fine. How much news do we have today for this podcast?
I have virtually none. I
Oh,
have
okay.
thing.
Um, okay. Yeah. So, I didn't do much. What actually happened. The job search continues.
Yeah.
Still unsuccessful, but still trying. Um, but
Did
have
you
you seen
check
what
thing?
happened?
Did you check out that GameStop thing?
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, did you see? Are you a fan of Elvis?
Yeah. I like Elvis.
Did you see the trailer for the new Elvis movie?
No.
It looks so good.
Really?
Yeah, so it's being made by Baz Luhrmann. He's the guy who made Romeo plus Juliet, the one with Leonardo DiCaprio, and he also made Moulin Rouge. And he
Okay.
is making a Elvis Presley biopic. It's just called Elvis. They got someone I didn't recognize, but someone who looks like they got the perfect dude to play Elvis. And they got Tom Hanks to play the manager.
Cool.
And it looks like a movie that's just up our alley. Like, it's going to be 3 hours long. They're going to go over his whole life. They're going to show him as a kid. They're going to show him. I think they're going to go all the way up to his death based on the trailer that I watched.
That's exciting because that dude did some bonkers ass shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really good, and the guy they got to play Elvis, he looks enough like Elvis that I'm like, obviously he doesn't look exactly like him. He was never going to, but he looks fine. He sounds just like Elvis. He like perfected the Elvis voice.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks really good. Slightly more hype for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, but
we got a lot of movies coming out.
Yeah,
it's gonna be bumping.
Hopefully, yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Only because we got Doctor Strange too.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange 2.
Do we have a date for that Elvis biopic?
That's a good question. Let's see.
Yeah.
Elvis movie release, and I know it's going to theaters first. Oh, I guess I should be more specific. Because this says February 11th, 1979.
Yeah.
The 2022 one, please. When do you release? June 24th is when that releases.
Wow. That's cool.
Hold on. Sorry, just getting back to my thing. Okay, there we go. What else did I do? I feel like
Wait, I thought we were in the news.
no, we're still doing my week. I literally I mean I could talk about more video games, but that's a different podcast. I feel like there was something I like wanted to talk about, or like I had a complaint about something. I don't remember what it was though. I truly had something to say during this segment for the first time in a while. And it's gone. It's not there. Yeah. That's it for me. What do you have?
You had such a strong end, and then you just kind of let it fizzle out there. What do I have?
What are you doing?
Oh, wait a minute. Time out. I thought
What?
we were still on your week.
Yeah.
You have nothing for news. You thought you did, but you don't.
No, I have nothing for is the complaint about food. Oh yeah, I do. No, I don't think the complaint was about food. I haven't been eating out much.
Solid guess though.
Yeah, really, really cool guess. I mean, I did. If you want to be technical, I did order McDonald's this week, and they got my order wildly wrong. But that's not what I was going to share. Yeah, I don't know what I was going to say. News time.
Sure. So, my bit of news does come directly from Fire Striker 1899. And that news is furthering the John DiMaggio Futurama. I was gonna say scandal. It's not a scandal.
Ooh, interesting. I really thought we were done hearing news about this. I feel like there's only one way it could continue.
You'd think, but Mark Hamill would say otherwise.
Oh,
Mark Hamill. I would have more celebrity names to mention right at this moment, but I can't touch my phone because all my stuff is on screen. But
yeah.
Mark Hamill, let's just say amongst various other highly famous voice actors, are all showing their support for John DiMaggio in saying, hey, I'm glad it's being brought to light that we all get paid like dog shit. Can we all talk about it?
Yeah. I thought you were gonna tell me that Mark Hamill's playing Bender.
I think that's the only, because I also thought that when I started reading the article, because the article starts right off with John DiMaggio, Bender, Mark Hamill, Futurama, and I was like, oh, Mark Hamill's playing Bender. I think that's the only person I'd say, okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll see what they have to offer to this character. But no, it seems like quite the opposite. It sounds like Mark Hamill is saying, pay him what he's owed, or don't the show. She's throwing the names out there. Yes, Chris Sabat, Jennifer Hale, Tara Platt, etc. Yeah, so a bunch of famous voice actors are throwing their hats in the ring, saying, we are paid unfair, and I don't blame John DiMaggio for what he's saying. Which, if I can again reiterate, what definitely started as me being a bit non-supportive of John DiMaggio when I thought he should have been paid more. I've come full circle, and I understand what he's saying. He's saying his entire cast should be paid more for a show that's come back for the fourth time. I don't blame him. If people want you that bad that you need to be canceled and then brought back a fourth time, you should be paid pretty highly, because clearly very high demand.
I mean, that's what happens. That's what happens in movies. Just look at that's what happens in movies with legacy characters of long-running series. Just look at Anthony Daniels as C-3PO.
Just look at Mark Hamill. He got
Right.
paid.
Or just kidding. Look at Mark Hamill. It's to keep it in the same conversation.
Mark Hamill, probably the richest voice actor in history, but not because of his voice acting. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. They are all supporting John DiMaggio, and I am too. It's
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying every voice actor ever deserves to be paid as much as their on-screen counterpart. I mean, they should. It's not realistic, but when you get a high enough celebrity and you've done enough characters that are just wildly successful and you've done them for years, and then from what it sounds like, they shit can you 3 times, and the fourth time they say, you know what, just kidding, come back, we all love you, we want you back, we're paying you what we were paying you in 1999, but why don't you come back and
Yeah,
do it?
I think that tenure should work
Yeah,
the way it does in film and TV, the way it does in it should work that way in voice acting as well.
right.
Because like if you want if you want Mark Hamill to do a Star Wars thing, you're gonna have to pay that dude a lot of money. John DiMaggio has been fucking everything.
Yeah.
And like voice acting has gotten to the point where I bet you John DiMaggio didn't even receive any money for Brawlhalla, the video game that Finn and Jake guest starred in. I bet you they just used old sound clips and he received no money from it.
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised by that at all.
And now you're asking him to come back and do the Mickey Mouse of his characters.
Right.
And of course he's gonna want a big pay. Also,
Right.
I'm sure he brought this up to the to whoever's in charge, but thank God for Billy West, you only got to pay about 4 voice actors.
Right.
What the hell?
I'm curious now that this is like being brought to light and we're all talking about it and stuff. I'm
How
curious.
much Billy West is making than the rest of them.
Well, first of all, if he's going to do more voices, But no, I'm curious how well compensated Rob Paulson, Tress MacNeille, and Jess Harnell are for the new Animaniacs reboot.
I'm sure they're getting dicked too. I think everybody does in that industry. I think they probably got paid. Let me jump back to Futurama for a minute. Futurama starts. I'm sure they're getting paid insignificant amount of money to be on that show. The more popular that show gets, the more like street cred in the voiceover world these characters get. I'm sure their pay got bumped a few times. I'm sure the first time they got canceled, it plummeted.
Right.
Sure came back and weren't making as much as they were when they left off. Then it got canceled again, and I bet it happened again. And I'm sure he just got sick of it. He's like, listen, I've got a tremendous career at this point. I'm
right.
fairly popular and fairly sought after.
And you'd think that it would be different this time because this time it wasn't canceled. This time it ended. It had a series finale, and then they were like, "We want to bring it back."
Right. Well, that's exactly. It didn't need to be.
Right. Exactly. This is the Fuller House. This is the more Frasier. This is the Animaniacs. Yeah. This is the people love it. We want to make more of it. We know it finished. We want to make more of it.
Right. So we'll see.
I'm gonna bet that I bet you that when the first season was airing, they weren't paid as much as they should have been then too, because at that point Billy West was already Ren and Stimpy. He was already a bunch of things. I think he was Bugs in Space Jam at that point. And right, I think so. And possibly
maybe Futurama came out in '99, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Could have been.
Yeah, I don't know what year Space Jam came out. But also like you got to think Futurama is Matt Groening's next project, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He made The Simpsons, which was like at the time, maybe not anymore, but like at the time the most popular, lucrative animated television show of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd think that him being like, I want to make something else, that they'd be like, yes, sure, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Which is another thing
Mhm.
that happens in movies all the time. There's a movie that maybe you heard of, maybe you haven't. It's called Repo the Genetic Opera. It's like a horror-based musical thing. There's a couple big names in it. It didn't get too popular, but it has its fans, i.e. High School Me. But it was produced by the person who made Saw, and essentially I saw an interview with him where he made Saw, and it was wildly successful, and then the studio was like, you can do anything you want next, and he was like, I want to do Reaper the Genetic Opera, and he was like, they were like, not that, though, that sounds weird. And then he was like, all right, Saw 2, and then Saw 2 made twice as much money as Saw 1, and they were like, the floor is yours, and he was like, can I make Reaper the Genetic Opera? And I believe it took until Saw 3's success for them to be like, okay, fine, you can make the weird Halloween opera, whatever.
Damn.
So yeah, it seems like, I forget where I was. Oh no, it just seems like you should get to a point of status in any entertainment industry where you're like, I want to do this and I want all the money that I ask for to do it. And it sounds like voice acting is just not happening and never has.
Well,
in that regard.
To take it a step further, it sounds like they're not even being paid what their value is at all. It sounds like they could be literally one of the most famous voice actors there's ever been, i.e. John DiMaggio, and they could be paid jack all. It sounds
right.
Like. Get wrecked.
Yeah, and like we've all known about this for a bit. Obviously, it's unfortunate on some level that it took rebooting Futurama for a fourth time to finally, it seems like, actually start a conversation about this. But I'm glad that it's happening. I personally hope that it doesn't end with another voice actor strike that goes nowhere. I hope that we can hopefully like get somewhere, like get some real results, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like John DiMaggio, like you said, is one of the biggest. I feel like if anyone was gonna be like, hey guys, I'm fucking putting my foot down, I will not act in this, you have not given me enough money, I think it had to be him. And I think that if something in the voice acting industry is going to change, we might have just seen the start of it.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. So we'll pay close attention to that. If any more news comes out of that, we'll keep you all posted.
Yeah, please do. I really didn't expect this story to like keep going, yeah. And so quickly. We've had constant updates on this story every single week. And when it started, it was just like, John DiMaggio is not signed on. That sucks, right? Anyways.
Any chance, just because our stream still says video game news, is there any chance we could?
Shit! Yeah, sorry.
No, it's okay. I just saw view. I just saw view spike a bit, and I think people are still expecting some video game news.
Sorry, let me fix that now.
No, it's okay. Pop culture news.
Yeah. Well, do we have any more of that?
Not if you don't.
I'll put it anyways because it's sort of what we're doing.
Oh, yeah.
I think I did it.
Yeah.
Did anything else happen news-wise that I can just think of? I mean, obviously there's actual important real-world events happening, but I don't think we're gonna talk about those.
Yeah.
I was informed that there was the first ever non-binary Olympic figure skater.
Oh,
which I
cool.
thought was cool.
Yeah.
I forget their name, but they had a lot to say about like, this is important, and I hope that I can open the door for, other people and be the commercial for people like me who think that the Olympics is not an option.
Yeah, no, that's super exciting. I am curious what category they put this person in, just because
They
that's
they that's the interesting part. They were performing in doubles, and their partner was a female.
oh, okay. So they probably, I see. So whatever they're, oh no, wait, doubles. So it doesn't matter, non applicable. What
Right.
the I see. Cool, cool.
I know very little about the Olympics. Is doubles not has to be a man and a woman typically? Is that not how they do it?
I think it's typically a man and a woman, but
But that's not the rule.
yeah, I don't. As far as I know, I don't think that they specify.
Got it. Okay, cool. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. So, I have, and I've told you about this. I think I might have teased it last week. I have an idea for a new segment.
Yeah.
And I will be upfront about this. It is not my idea. I stole
Okay.
it from something else. But I saw this and I was like, I think that could really work with our stream. And this is a test. Let's try this. If we don't like it, we never have to do it again. And if we like it, then we will do it again, because that's how doing things works.
Oh my. Scanned over the follow button, and obviously it prompts you to unfollow if you click it again. And it's a broken heart. That's
Oh yeah. There's
gotta,
a little animation. If you unfollow, there's a little animation.
I won't do it.
No, don't unfollow us.
But yeah.
Okay, so
with this new segment.
So, Chris, this might actually even be something that you've heard of before. But sorry, I'm just trying to find it. I didn't save it. I'm going to have to search for it, but it shouldn't be that difficult. Yes. No. Anyway, yeah. So this is a Reddit. And the Reddit is called r/am I the asshole. Have you heard of this?
No.
So this is a Reddit where people go to, they had an issue, and they aren't sure how they personally handled it, so they go to this Reddit, they explain the whole thing, and then they just basically leave it up to the comments. The one that I was going to do, I'm not finding, because I was going to be like, let's do this one that I know about. And then as a, my goal was do this one that I already knew about as our tester. And then if we like this, I can just go find a random one every other time. But it seems like that's what I'm going to have to do this first time, because it seems like the one I was trying to find has been deleted. So let's just go to hot posts and see what's up. Let's just do this one. This one seems fine. So here's the segment. Here's what I want us to do. I'm going to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we're going to answer the question. We're going to give our opinion on if we think this person is the asshole or not.
Okay.
And sometimes they're fake and you can tell. But and if we find one of those, we'll just deal with it. But here we go. This one is, am I the asshole for sending my cousin the bill for my kid's birthday cake because her kid ruined it? We recently threw my 5-year-old a birthday party. He hasn't had a real birthday party since he was 2 years old due to COVID, so this was the first one he'd actually remember. We wanted to make it special, so we invited all of our closest friends, family members, and their kids. One of my cousins, a single mom, has a very unruly 6-year-old. He is loud, disobedient, and a nightmare in public. When it came time to blow out the candles and cut the birthday cake, he came and stood directly next to my son. I anticipated what was going to happen next and asked my husband to stand behind this kid in case he tried to pull anything. After we sang, this kid kept trying to blow out candles. My husband kept blocking him and pulling him back, and we could tell the kid was getting frustrated. Eventually, my son blew out the candles, and the kid absolutely lost it. He threw a tantrum and slammed his entire arm into the cake, knocking it into the table. It was so awkward. Everyone gasped and got quiet. My son looked up at us, and I could tell he was about to start crying. In an effort to not cause a bigger scene, my husband picked him up and whispered to him that he had another special cake just for him. We didn't, and he seemed to calm down. Meanwhile, his cousin was still standing there screaming and crying, his arms covered in cake. His mom was nowhere to be seen. I walked him over to the sink and washed him off and quietly told him that he shouldn't have done that to the cake and that he should apologize to his cousin for what he had. He screamed no in my face and then ran away. My husband ended up running out and buying a sheet cake that we cut and served to everyone. I spoke to my cousin after the party about what happened since she wasn't in the room, and she brushed it off, saying kids will be kids. I completely disagree. I've been to plenty of birthday parties where the other kids let the birthday boy/girl have their moment. I suggested she pay for the ruined cake, and she looked at me like I was crazy. I told her how important it was to us that this birthday be special to my son since it would be the first one he remembered, and now all he would remember was that his cousin ruined his special moment. She got extremely defensive and refused to pay for anything. She then accused me of acting like, quote-unquote, the perfect mom, and began to list the ways in which I was in fact not perfect. It was a hurtful conversation, and we haven't spoke since. I sent her the bill for the ruined cake, and she has not paid us. I actually feel she should pay for both cakes since her kid is the reason we had to get a new one, but I didn't go that far. My husband thinks she'll never pay us, and I should drop the issue at this point. He says that since she's a single mom, it's probably hard on her, and we should cut them both some slack. I understand that, but I feel like that's just letting her son off the hook, and this will lead to even bigger problems in the future if we don't hold them accountable. Am I the asshole here?
So, I do like this segment. The only issue is we only get one perspective.
Right, exactly. That's what I think is interesting.
Yeah, so
I think it's up to us to consider the other perspectives.
right. And I was trying to do that while listening to this story here. But if she wasn't in the room, and this brat destroyed his cousin's entire birthday cake, or at least ruined a moment. It sounds like he really ruined the whole thing, though. Then sounds like paying for the cake could just essentially be considered you weren't parenting tax.
Right.
We had to pay kids, so now you get to pay for that.
It is the thing that struck me as odd is why the cousin mom wasn't in the room, but then when it was brought up to her, it sounds like she didn't do anything. It sounds like she was just like, whatever. Sounds like you took care of it.
I feel like even if you didn't care that much, just common courtesy suggests that you show some sympathy for the fact that a moment was ruined, a moment was stolen, and if nothing else, a birthday cake was destroyed.
Right.
No one gets cake now. Then after that, you can say, geez, I'm sorry, I'll talk to him, but it's kids, even that's
right. Yeah.
About, but
I think where my head is at is that the cousin mother was not sympathetic at all. It seems like she was like, whatever. And then the poster of this post pressed and was like, well, no, I think it's an issue and here's why. And then she was like, you're blowing this out of proportion. What's interesting, though, is that the specific question that's being asked is, am I the asshole for sending my cousin the bill, right? If we're talking specifically about sending the bill, I think that is a little passive aggressive. Like you asked her to pay, she said no, which sucks, but then you just sort of mailed her the bill.
Well, here's where my head's at. She tried vocalizing to her cousin, I don't know, the cousin's mom. She tried vocalizing to the cousin's mom that, this sucks. A moment was ruined. That sucks. Not only was she not sympathetic, but she started becoming a bit a bit of an she started being a bit of an asshole to the mother of the birthday boy. And
Right.
I think that act in itself, I could see myself sending. I think she would have been an asshole if she sent a bill for both the cakes. I think
Right.
I think
Or if I think the other thing is like if the cousin was like super apologetic and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that sucks," and then she was like, "No, pay for it, bitch." I think that
yeah,
would be
that's a different story.
yeah.
Sure, but no, I mean the cousin's mom was an absolute jerk the whole way through. And
Mm. Plus
yeah,
she wasn't even in the room. And you brought up a good point. We don't know the gender of the poster, but the poster had to clean up the cake off of this woman's kid
oh yeah,
because so much so because she wasn't in the room to view the happening. I don't know. The cake is. I do understand where she's coming from. The cake is like the most important set piece of the entire birthday party, right? And it's stressful raising kids, and I get that both of these people have 5, 6, 7-year-old kids that they're raising. Um, and planning a birthday party for a kid has his own stressfulness. And I feel like the cousin is not sympathizing with the poster.
well yeah, that's what I'm saying is I think if nothing else, sending the bill for the cake is nothing but a asshole. We had to parent your kid tax. You know, you weren't
Yeah.
do it, so now you can help support on the back end of this situation.
This person says not the answer, but you'll never get your money, and I think you made the point. The kid is a jerk because the parent is a jerk. No longer invite them to any parties and enjoy your immediate family because they seem nicer.
Yeah, I think that's where my head would be at in this situation. I think you made your point. I think you did it. Do not expect the money and don't press it any further. Um, but no, I
And
don't think. Go ahead.
I think I was gonna say what you're gonna say. I don't think this person is the asshole.
Yeah, that's what exactly what I was gonna say. I don't think so. I think there's definitely situations where this could have gone another way and they could have been considered that, but I don't think
Mm,
this was that way.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't find the one that I was like planning on bringing. I I didn't save it cuz it's impossible to save a Reddit page through the app, so I was just going to search the keywords. That's how I found it super easy last time, but I just like didn't find it. Um but that one was light. Some of them get crazy. And hopefully we'll get to some of those.
Yeah.
Uh but yeah, if you like that,
Yeah, I do
I
that.
was cool. Yeah, I'm just thinking cuz like I like doing Goop, and I definitely don't want to stop doing Goop. But there is, from time to time, a finite
Mm-hmm.
number of things we can do. The things like the Valentine's Day gift guide are quite literally a gift for that segment. But cool. Hey, I think that's a podcast.
Yeah. No, I think that's good.
Um, yeah. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, this podcast has a live version, 5 o'clock p.m. EST. We stream Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, but Friday is when the podcasts are. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone who's here live. This is still the outro of the podcast, I promise. And I think that'll do it for us. So until next time, I've been Thunder.
I'm Lightning.
Sorry, my cat started making the weirdest noise. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe.
Our channel has daily uploads from podcast video essays, let's plays to skits.
Be sure to watch on Twitch. We stream all our video game and podcast content live at 5 EST every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday.
Our intro is by Brad Kendrick and music by Froggy and the Friendship. Link to all that in the description below.
Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.